It's been awesome. I'm very impressed with our staff. I think we have an incredible group of coaches, not only just football coaches, but mentors of young men, leaders of young men. Been very impressed with the transition, right, from the coaches that were a part of Coach Kinne's staff. It's kind of a unique situation, right, because you've got a bunch of guys that have already been a part of a staff that understand the expectations, understand the flow of how things are going to go, and then you have another few coaches that haven't. And so as kind of, I don't want to say an outsider, but a guy that wasn't a part of that to come in and see why they were able to accomplish what they were able to accomplish and how we're going to do that here has been very encouraging. Really enjoyed working with all of the coaches on the staff. It's been great. And then as far as our players are concerned, they're hungry. And I think that's the best quality that I've seen from our guys. We've got great energy. We've got great players, but they're hungry. They show up every morning ready to work, whether that's with weights, whether that's with ball, now that we're doing ball, whether it's conditioning, whether it's the classroom, whether it's just football knowledge, watching film. We've got a hungry group of young men that are it's just encouraging to be around every single day, that fire and that energy that they have.
The cohesion you were talking about, even in a new environment, all these coaches have a familiarity with each other. Has that helped introducing this new system to these guys? That there's already kind of, even though you are an outsider, like you said, they're still kind of on the same page, the coaching staff?
Absolutely. As a coach going into any new staff, right, whether it's a position coach, a coordinator, or the head football coach, all of those, they're in that transition. If you have people that already know the scheme, they know the expectation, they know the culture, they know all those things in advance, they've already been through it, you don't even have to worry about that piece. They're on to something else. So that's already been with 6 of the assistants, that's already been established. They've already been a part of it. They've already been under Coach Kinne's leadership and been able to see the confidence, the culture, the expectation that we're trying to accomplish day in and day out. Not just on the practice field, not just day in and day out, what is expected of our players, because it starts at the top. And I'm very fortunate to be around someone like Coach Kinne, who's had so many different walks in his journey to get to this point, both at the highest of high levels, at the professional and the NFL level, to coaching at Incarnate Word this last year at the FCS level, to now being here today. Just very blessed and fortunate to be here.
It's a young staff. What's that like working with a bunch of young guys?
It is a young staff. I'd love to sit here and tell you that I'm one of those, but I'm not. Coach Stutz and I were arguing the other day on who the oldest coach on staff was, and I'm proud to say that he beat me by a short margin. But yeah, it's awesome. I'll be honest. They bring great energy every single day. They're fired up to be out there with the players. They relate. And they're very relatable to the players. But I would say the same thing I said about the players. These young they're hungry. They're hungry. They're hungry for each and every day that we get to work with these young men. And as a coach going into my 20th season of Division I coaching, it's awesome. It's awesome to be around. It's awesome to see. I mean, it makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up right now, because every single day I can come to work with these young men and these young coaches and just cut it loose and have some fun.
You know, when Coach Kinne gave you the call to come join you at San Marcos, why did you want to go? Why did you want to come to San Marcos and join Kinne's staff?
The first thing would be to be a part of his staff. Had the opportunity to coach against Coach Kinne in 2021. He was at Central Florida, was at South Florida. We had a heck of a game where he came out on top. Did a really good job. But been able to kind of follow his path. We were kind of 2 ships passing in the night at Arkansas. He was there right before I got there, and have been able to follow him and see just his trajectory. And one of the neat things I would say is that when he got into coaching, basically every coach that he had played under hired him. In his path of where he's been as a assistant coach before he became a head coach, all the people that he played under hired him. They hired him back. That to me stood out. That was something that I knew I knew that showed how he carried himself every single day, because everybody that he ever played for wanted him on their staff. So that to me was very impressive. My wife's from Texas. Texas high school football is, I mean, it's the best. It's absolutely incredible. So to be a part of that in a situation where we have a group that's incredibly hungry and the opportunity to accomplish some things that have never been done before in the school's history was very appealing to me.
Being the special teams coordinator, what are you trying to add to this team?
value, add value, right? We want to find a way to. It's very simple what we want to do. We want to be the most consistent team in the country, and we want to find a way to change the outcome of the game. That's it. That we don't have this laundry list of goals, and we want to do this. We want to be the most consistent team in the country, and we want to find a way to change the outcome of the game. So we want to add value in everything we do every single day from a special team standpoint. And then from an individual coaching standpoint, I want to add value in these young men's lives on a daily basis, right? We have 365 days in the year. We're guaranteed 12 opportunities, which we're going to get more. And I mean that. We're going to get more opportunities than that. But that gives us 353 days where we can impact these young men's lives. And the opportunity to coach special teams allows me to do that. I literally get to coach the whole team. The only position I don't really get to coach is the quarterbacks, and ironically enough, that's the one I played. So, I get to be around every single kid on the team all day, every day, and that's why I enjoy special teams.
You know, a little bit of a vacuum at kicker with Seth Keller leaving.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit of a competition there. How's that position looking, and how are the Mason Shipley and Michael James, who's the other guy?
Yeah.
How have they looked kicking?
They've been very impressive. Very impressed with both of them. Obviously, coming in, didn't have a background with either one of those guys. I know the situation was what it was before. But for two young men that haven't, I know Mason's kicked one field goal in a game, and he's kicked some kickoffs. Michael had a couple kickoffs last year. But two guys that are fairly inexperienced and hadn't had a lot of in-game experience, I've been very impressed with their progress and their transition to a new coach, new staff, new schemes, and those type of things. But there's obviously a reason why those guys are here. They're really good at what they do. And it's my job to just continue them on an upward trajectory and be able to get in games and execute. But I've been very impressed with both of them up to this point.
You know, in the return game, we got to see practice last week. We saw some Drew Donnelly back there. You know, Cole Wilson did some returns at Incarnate Word. I'm sure he's in the mix there. But who are some of the guys that have stood out to you there and that are competing to kick return and punt return?
Yeah, and I think you named some of them right there. Obviously, I coached against Drew Donnelly last year when he was at Cincinnati and I was at South Florida, and I had the opportunity to see his speed firsthand. He can just flat out go. You mentioned Cole. Cole's electric with the ball. Ashton Hawkins, as a punt returner, we saw what he could do. You guys saw what he could do here last year, and I've watched every clip of that. He's just electric with the ball in his hands. I think we have a really good group of skill players across the board. So both in the punt return and the kickoff return game, I'm very excited about the guys that we can put the ball in their hands. But I'm also very excited about the other 10 guys that are going to be on the field. And I tease those returners all the time that they have the easy job. Kick return, they have the easy job. They get to catch the ball with guys 30, 35 yards away, and they just need to run, right? And we got the other 10 that got the difficult part to take care of. In the punt return game, that's a little different, right? You gotta kind of have a little bit of you gotta have some confidence to stand back there with the live bullets flying at you. And Ashton and Cole have both done an excellent job during this spring, and we'll have some more guys back there getting reps as well.
What does it say having so many skilled position players that you can have at kick return and punt return that helps the special teams out so much?
Yeah, good. That's a huge positive when you got a lot of guys that are electric with the ball. The unfortunate thing, obviously, on the offense side of the ball is there's only one ball, right? And in the return game, it's the same way. But I've always felt that on offense, right, what you're trying to do is get your playmakers the ball in space. Punt return and kick return is exactly that. Kick return, you can darn near guarantee it, right? They're going to kick you the ball. They start 65 yards away. Punt return, a little more difficult as they try and spray it away from you. But that's what we're doing on special teams. On punt return and kick return is we're getting our playmakers the ball in space and giving them the opportunity to do what they do.
You know, spring game this Saturday. What is something that you want to see that makes you comfortable going into the summer about your special teams units that you think they need to work on this spring?
Yeah, the first thing would be I just want to get out of here healthy. That's the main thing. We're playing against ourselves. You want to get out. We've got a lot of good players that we need to stay healthy. Two, I want to see the continued competitive edge that they've showed every day. Our kids show up sitting in the seats that you're sitting in right now, attentive, sitting up early in the morning every single day, notepad out, locked into the film, to the teaching, the schemes, whatever it may be. They've had a hunger, a competitive edge about them every single day when they've stepped foot in this building. I want to see that same thing, but I've been very pleased with the progress that we've made. Because everything's new, right? I wasn't here. You're implementing new schemes and new techniques, and I've been very impressed with that. I just want to see the continual progress because you're either getting better or you're getting worse. Nothing stays the same. So every single day that we step foot in this building, we've got to make sure that we're getting better.